Hi, welcome back to Tea at 4. Today, I'm really excited to have a cuppa with CoppaFeel for Breast Cancer Awareness Month to remind you to check your chest. Hello, Hannah. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yep, so I am Hannah.
Yes.
I am volunteer as a Boobette for CoppaFeel.
Yes.
And I've been here today to spread awareness and spread the message about checking yourself.
Yes, so I am aware that October is the month of breast cancer awareness. When I did find out that October is that month, I was just like, wow, I actually don't remember the last time I was told to check, or myself, have I checked? It's usually, I'm a sucker for soaps. If a storyline, like a soap, for instance, EastEnders, that's my favourite, right? They have a storyline and someone's got breast cancer, then I'm like, oh my God.
You become aware again.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm actually happy that you're here to raise awareness, because it's very, very important. And I know that you've got a lot of like tips, interesting stories, and your own personal experience on breast cancer.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear about.
Yeah, so I got diagnosed with breast cancer, primary breast cancer, when I was 30. I found a little dimple on my boob when I was on holiday, gave it a good poke, felt a lump, thought that's not quite right.
Yeah.
Made an appointment with my GP, and then from there went to breast clinic, got diagnosed, and I started treatment. I got diagnosed in 2020, so I started treatment just before lockdown and had all of my treatment whilst we were in lockdown, which was kind of isolating and a lonely place, but I got through it. And thank you. And I really looked at social media a lot during lockdown to try and find people who were similar to my age that had been diagnosed with breast cancer, because I always thought it was an older women's disease.
Yeah.
But there are younger women that get breast cancer. It's the most common form of cancer in young women in the UK. And I didn't really know about that beforehand, and I had heard of CoppaFeel before. So a friend of mine from university got diagnosed when we were in our 20s. Before then, I didn't even check my boobs, didn't realise it was a thing. But because of her diagnosis, it raised my awareness. So when I then got diagnosed, because I'd been checking and I noticed something that wasn't normal, I followed CoppaFeel on Instagram, looked at their social media, and I heard about the Boobettes, which is a group of women that have had a personal contact with the disease, whether they've had it themselves or a family member or a friend. And that was kind of like my aim when I finished treatment. I wanted to go out and spread awareness.
I love that. Yeah.
And
how has that been? Like, I feel like for me as well, especially hearing about breast cancer, it's not, especially in the Black community, you do not hear it at all. And I did read up a lot of like Black people are more commonly diagnosed with breast cancer. So it's like, why is it not out there? I guess a good question to start with is, do you feel like it's as important as sex education in schools?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Boobettes from CoppaFeel, we do like to go out and spread the message at schools. And we're more relatable, we like to think, because we're younger, younger women that are going in and spreading the message. But we also like to say that, breast cancer can affect every race, every gender. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, getting to know yourself, it can save your life. It can affect anybody. And we really want to spread that message and be diverse and inclusive with that message too.
So how would I, or anybody that's listening, check for symptoms? What's the first kind of sign?
So, we recommend that you check once a month. And we do send out free text reminders, like little poems or little funny things to remind you. But it's really important to do it where you feel most comfortable. So it may be, having a wash in the shower. It may be when you're getting changed. Maybe when you're moisturising. Could be on the sofa. Wherever feels good for you. But we recommend looking and feeling. So it's looking for things like changes in your nipple. So is it inverting? Have you got a rash? Is it changed direction? Have you got any dimples? Has your skin texture changed? So does it look a bit like orange peel, or is it thickened? And we also recommend feeling. So feeling, are there any lumps or kind of bumps or things that don't feel right? And we really recommend that you feel your whole breast tissue. So this is women and men, so pecs, breasts, whatever word you want to use. People don't really realise that you have to go right up to your collarbone and into your armpit. That's where your breast tissue spreads to. So it's not just your boob or your pec, it's all the way up and around. So we recommend that you do it once a month. And if you do spot something that isn't normal for you, and this is what we're encouraging to you to know you're normal. So if something doesn't quite feel right, you can go to your GP and get it checked out. But also, like, be aware that, you know, your breast tissue and your chest tissue, it changes with age, and it also changes with your monthly kind of hormonal cycle as well.
So I feel like for me, if I was to like check, I think one day I'll be like, let's say for instance I found something, I'm like, oh, it's just a blip. I'll wait for a day or two. Second day, okay, it's cool. The following week, I don't feel it no more. Do you feel like as soon as you are aware of some sort of change in your body, is that when you should actually do make the first move? Because a lot of the time we see something, oh, you know what, it's okay, I'll check on it later. I don't know, it's just like a secondary thing because you don't really want to think about it. So what do you
we recommend
advise?
That you keep an eye on it for about a week, and if after a week it's still there or you're concerned, there's absolutely no harm. Call your GP and go and get it checked out. There is a checklist on the CoppaFeel website. It's called a self-checkout tool to help guide you and to give you some advice. I mean, I'm not a medical expert, so I would definitely recommend seeking medical attention or going to the checklist. But if you spot something, keep an eye on it. You know, feel it. Is it changing? And go and get it checked out if you're worried.
Definitely. We'll definitely be doing that, not putting it to the side because it's definitely important. And how can you support people with cancer? What's like the best way? Because I know it's a very touching subject and you don't want to be too... How do we support people with cancer?
So everybody's slightly different, but my tips for what I found was useful for me was to not avoid the subject. When I had my diagnosis and I was going through treatment, I didn't like it when people avoided the subject, you know, and treated it like an elephant in the room. I wanted people to ask how I was. And even though it's an emotive subject and I may have got upset, I would have said if I didn't want to talk about it there and then, but actually just asking. But I think the most valuable thing that you can give people is time. So it could be time, things like doing their weekly food shop. Actually, are they really tired and they just don't want to go to the supermarket? Or go and cook them a nice meal and freeze some portions. So when they are feeling tired or they're not feeling, you know, they're having a bit of a bad day, they know that they've got some, like a nice meal or something in the freezer. And buying things like a blanket or a comfy pillow. If you want to get a gift, that's what I appreciated. A pair of fluffy socks went a long way. Or like a nice bit of hand cream. But everybody's different. A lot of my friends did actually buy me books because I love reading. But when I was going through treatment, I just couldn't concentrate. So you may not get it right first time. Just ask the person what they want. They may know.
So what are the misconceptions of breast cancer? I feel like for me, I remember one time, I think a friend's mother was like, it's sleeping with your phone under your pillow or wearing like wired bras, radiation. But what are the common misconceptions?
So you've definitely named a couple.
So that's the top two, definitely.
So mobile phones is a common misconception. Ultimately, they're still a really new technology and we don't know enough. I wouldn't recommend putting your phone in your bra.
No, don't do that, guys.
I definitely wouldn't recommend sleeping with it under your pillow, more because it's a fire risk.
Of course, definitely.
But we just don't know enough. But there's no signs to show that it does cause breast cancer. Another misconception is deodorant. So,
spraying it too close. I heard that one. Don't spray it. I'm thinking, but...
Well, we would recommend that you definitely still wear deodorant. But there's, deodorants out there now. If you are conscious about what you're putting on your skin, there are deodorants out there that are more natural based. So maybe if it's something you're aware of, look into it. But again, there's no kind of proof that deodorant causes it. And underwired bras is another really common misconception, or the wrong sized bra. I mean, ultimately, it's just uncomfortable.
Of course,
So go and get it. Go and get a comfortable bra, or go and get your sizing done. But again, there's no research. It's kind of a fake news. There's no research to prove that wearing an underwired bra will cause you to have breast cancer.
Okay. That's actually fun to nice to hear, because I'm pretty sure that's one thing that's on everybody, like a young person's mind, like maybe it's this, maybe it's that, and we just don't do the research. We just go by the rumors that are out there, or like this person said this. But if you don't go out and actually search for yourself or go on sites like CoppaFeel, how are you gonna know?
Exactly.
How would you know? Exactly. Did you ever hear that rumor in school, if you punch someone in the breast you get cancer?
I've heard it, but that's not a misconception that we've ever spoken about. So I wouldn't be able to know what the CoppaFeel standpoint is. But I've definitely heard that before. But it's almost like, you know, when people used to get punched in the arm after they had a BCG or like the jab.
The jab,
I just think just don't do it. Yeah. But I don't think that it, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing that shows a punch to the boob will cause you to have
nobody
cancer.
Should be punching anybody to the boob.
Don't do it.
Let's not
just
do
don't
that.
hit anyone.
Yeah, that's the sacred area. Let's not do that. Keep your hands to yourself, guys. No punching. So, Hannah, what advice would you give to someone who's just been diagnosed?
What really helped me is find your community, whether that's in the form of a support group, through social media, somebody who's similar in age to you. Maybe find somebody who's gone through that experience that you can ask the questions that you wouldn't maybe ask your friends or family that aren't going through what you've gone through. Because some of the questions maybe your family might be embarrassed to answer or just not give you the best advice. So maybe seek out a community, a support community. And you're not alone. It will feel like you're alone. You'll be incredibly emotional and anxious, and that's okay. And allow that emotion. Don't bottle that up. You know, feel the emotions you're going to feel. It's okay. You aren't alone. And when you're ready, find your community. And just take the time to also, you know, speak to your medical team or anyone that's signposted to you. And when you feel ready to like speak out about your journey, why not help spread awareness like I did?
Yeah. And where can we, for anyone that's listening, everyone that's watching, where can we find more information about CoppaFeel? What's the best way to get in contact? Because everybody needs to know.
Amazing. Yes. So if you're into your social media, then of course there's the usual social media channels. Instagram, I think, is my favourite one that CoppaFeel do. CoppaFeel has a website that's so many tools on there, signposts you to other places if you need to, has a self-checkout tool. You can book a Boobette. So I volunteer for the Boobettes. There's over 150 Boobettes. Nice. So you can book a Boobette talk in your organisation, your workplace, wherever, you are, and help to spread awareness. And there's also things you can order through the website, like shower stickers. You can sign up for the text service. You can get balloons, all sorts of things like that. So the website is a really good place to go.
I think everybody should go in the text service because everyone's on their phones, and I feel that's something that it's good just to have a reminder about. I think somebody said that they have a group chat that every like month or so somebody puts it in there like, guys, have we checked? Like, it's time to check. And I feel like that's
friends supporting friends.
Exactly. And it's very, very much important. It's like we're all going through it. It's not just one person going through it. We're all going through it. So it's very, very important. And I'm so glad that you're on here today speaking about breast cancer awareness and making sure that the support is out there and people are aware that it's a problem for us all.
Check your chest, everyone.
Check your chest. Thank you so much, Hannah. We really appreciate having you here. And thank you so much, and continue doing great work out there.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, everyone.
No worries. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any question or advice, make sure you guys get in contact with CoppaFeel, search online, register for the text alert, and make sure you check your chest, like they said here. And if you enjoyed this mini episode and this quick cuppa, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Bye.